Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the BBG and Immortal Taoists. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. You get my videos as they come out. And what more do you want out of your day? Now, shortly after this one comes out, I plan on bringing out the first episode of Amazing Cultivation Simulator, and I'm actually really excited for that game because I've heard nothing but good things about it. Like, nothing but good things. I read like 1,000 different reviews, and all of them were pretty much overwhelmingly positive, which is a good sign. I just have to rob some people. But anyway, this episode, I'm going to be going into how to get 220 points in the monthly event, and really any monthly event, because I have had quite a few comments that are like, how the hell did you get 220? And I can understand it being a rather difficult thing to hit if you're not on the ball every day. And that is part of what this strategy requires, because I end up getting 220 points literally one day before the monthly ends. Like, I'm in no rush to get it. If you want it faster, it will cost you Spirit Jade to get it faster. That's just the way it is. But let's have a look at the missions and tasks. Let me just collect some things. Now, first of all, I'm going to address the fishing aspect of it. To get the full amount of fishing task points, you're actually going to need 10 inspector cards, like minimum. And that's if you time it well every day. Like, so for example, you do require inspector to get an extra fishing chance, or you require sensor to get an extra fishing chance. But if you don't have that, you will need to farm those ad boxes and pray that you get inspector cards. So for me, what I do is I open an inspector card at 5 PM for me. I do my 3 fishes. I wait for tick over in the morning, and then I do another 3 fishes. So I've completed 2 days worth of fishing with 1 card. And that's really what you're trying to aim to do. You can't use 1 card a day. You can, but it sucks if you have to do that, because that's expensive. Inspector cards don't exactly come easy. You know, they're quite a rare drop even from the ad boxes themselves. But getting into the actual tasks themselves, you get 160 points from all of the tasks that give you 20 action points over the month. Now, obviously, to do them, you're going to need to log in at least once a day and make a concerted effort to get each one of those 20 done, because they are absolutely required to do it, and that includes fishing. Again, 10 inspector cards. That's probably the roughest task there for a free-to-play, getting all those 3 fishing times, because if you don't, each one you don't complete is going to run you an extra 20 Spirit Jade the closer you get to the end of the event, which sucks. Like, it sucks a lot. The 160 points from each of the ones that give you 20 is more than enough to get you to the 4th reward, which is where I assume most people sort of get stuck at, because they're the easiest points to get, and that's just the way it is. Now, for such tasks, like, for example, improve any servant's talents 50 times, 100 times, 150 times, improve servant level 50 times, 100 times, 150 times. Those are relatively easy for someone who is as old as me in this game, but 150 talents for some people during the course of a month can be quite difficult, especially if there's a lot of competition in your server. The only way you're going to get 150 of those talent pills, like in a month, is to make, again, another effort to get all the talent pill pieces from Compete, all the talent pill pieces from Alliance, all the talent pill pieces from Ruins, as well as the talent pill from Ruins itself. And participating in events and hoping, like, aiming for a placement that will give you, like, sort of 2 to 5 talent pills per event sort of thing. That's really the only way to do it. Once you get to the point where you can farm Ruins, like an old server like me, for example, there's really no competition in Ruins. No one fights each other for it because it's just not worth it. And we're all farming all the time there, and that's great. And that allows us to buy everything we need every day. And now another thing you can do in order to boost up those talents, especially the 100 to the 150 talents, they are hard to get, but you can augment it, not just with the talent pills themselves, but in the shop for Alliance, you can see that you can actually buy the intellect growth and all the other types of growth pills here. Same thing in Ruins, so you definitely can't neglect them. You can calculate it yourself depending on the servants that you have. If you just get a new servant, it's going to be easier to put talents into them because their growth starts lower, 100, then 200, then 300. And that's really the only way you're going to be able to achieve 150 talents. But the reason I'm saying this is because every single one of these extra tasks need to be done as well, because excluding obviously the charged Spirit Jade tasks, which I obviously don't do, the 698 and, what was it, 300? 198, and then 328. You know, obviously, that's not happening. You know, that's not happening. But all of the tasks, excluding those ones, add up to an extra 21 points. Now, these extra 21 points can really... Then there's no rush in getting them. Technically speaking, you don't have to log on every day for the 100 levels, 150 levels, 50 levels, spending 100 Spirit Jade, spending 10 Spirit Jade. It's the talent ones that will be the hardest, excluding fishing. So all of those can be completed literally the day before the monthly ends. Obviously, I, recommend that you actually do them slowly over time. Like for me, I wait to a talent event, generally speaking, and then I'll just drop 150 worth so I get all of them at once, because generally speaking, there's one talent event a month at least. And that's really where I aim to drop the 150 talents, and I save up for it, as well as all the growth items that I can for it. And that makes it very easy to do in just one fell swoop, rather than worrying about it using one a day sort of thing, watching it slowly tick up. But yeah, that brings us to a total of 181. Now, 181 out of 220, when you've done all of your tasks, especially when you do all of them early, all of a sudden you'll find it slowing down immensely, because you've got no other source of points. Now, that's only going to happen when we reach somewhere around the realm of what? How many? 17 days, 11 days left. If you've been doing it every day since this event started, that's really where it's going to slow down. You're only going to start getting 1 point a day. Now, the thing that most people miss out on, or if they don't log in during the day, and again I say this is why this strategy literally requires you to log in every day, because your everyday login point does not reset, doesn't roll over. You have to use it, otherwise it will disappear forever. And that's probably where a lot of people lose shitloads of points. So 181 plus the 30 daily login points brings us to a total of 211. I think it was 31 actually here. So 211, 212 points out of 220 by the time we reach, 1 day before the end of the event. Now, the remaining 8 to 9, let's say 8 to 10 points, depending on where you're at, you are going to have to buy in the shop action points. Now, those 8 to 10 points are going to run you between 160 to 200 Spirit Jade, and I highly recommend that you start spending them now, just because in your limited rewards, I don't have any at the moment, they're still resetting there. There is the Spirit Jade consumption reward. You spend 20, you get 10 back. So that usually happens every 3 days or 1.5 days, depending on how long the limited reward lasts for. But I highly recommend you check it. Make sure there's a Spirit Jade consumption event on, and make sure it is that one. Spend the 20 on the action point, get 10 back. You've only spent 10 Spirit Jade on an action point. Do that 8 times over the month. Every time it ticks over, you're actually only spending, 80 Spirit Jade to 100 Spirit Jade compared to, 180 if you're just buying them randomly or buying them at the end. And so by the time we get to 1 day before the monthly resets, you will reach 220 points. Now, I hope that was relatively clear, but I can put the math in the description if need be. I won't do it unless people, if I didn't explain it well enough, let me know and I'll add it in after the fact. But yeah, it is quite simple to do. It's just the simple things are often overlooked, especially the login points, because a lot of people will leave it a day or two and not log in, and it's really there that kills most people. But if by the time you get to 1 day before reset and you've missed, let's say, 15 daily logins, which is probably rare considering the people that watch me probably play every day, but if you miss the 1 daily login, every day you miss costs you 20. Like 20 Spirit Jade, no exceptions. And that's rough, that's rough. The only way to get this done with a minimal amount is by following the guide that I have just said before. People have put it in the comments as well. It's literally the same thing, slightly different Spirit Jade consumption. Depends on how fast you want the outfit. Me, I don't mind getting the outfit 1 day before the event ticks over. I don't mind. I got no need to flex new outfits. I just like the look of them, and I want to get them at my own pace. And my own pace is the cheapest pace, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, Now, I actually need to just real quick do things, because halfway to God Realm. So close. So close. Okay. 7 billion. 7 billion. Wonderful. Okay. 70 billion out of 118. Oh my God. Almost 3/4 of the way there. Now, I should have it by Saturday, I hope. I really hope. 29,600 years. Your boy is getting on. He is getting on. And also, if you can't be bothered fishing, each time you use the inspector card, again, make sure you manage to get 2 days worth for every one inspector card you use. All right, it's necessary. Inspector cards are rare. They're rare. But once you get into fishing, just click back. Easy. All of a sudden, task is done. Now, personally, the only task I struggle with is actually probably Contest of Tao 3 times a day. As I've said before in previous videos, I struggle to get on 3 times in order to do, or I will come on more than 3 times and I will just literally forget. I will just straight up forget about Contest of Tao. And it's just like, fuck. And Contest of Tao is probably always the last task that I have, because I'll miss a day or two. And there's no worries about missing a day or two of any individual task. Like, you have 20 chances out of 30 days. So there is no real rush there, but you do need at very least to log in and get the daily point. Okay, the daily points add up. They add up, man. They're necessary. These quaternary pills are fucking expensive too. Jesus. Oh, no, that's why I went in there. I got a brew. But first, I need superior brews, please. Thank you. Bit of strength. Okay. Now, what ones do I have left? Just Contest of Tao for the 20 tasks today. Easy enough. Not worried about the talents. Not worried about the levels. That will come over the course of the month. No need to stress about it. But I do need to do my next Ascension servant soon. Tomorrow, I reckon. Just one of those building up points sort of things. Well, building up pills for it. Because making lots of Ascensions, that's expensive. I mean, same goes for making, like, I've only got 3 half Immortal Servants, you know. That alone is just like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pills. But, you know, you get it. You get it. Yep, okay. 30 done. 190 to go. Easy. It's alright, I've done it a few times now. I'm used to it. But I am going to get this Monster Stone piece. Thank you. My very first Monster Stone piece. Beautiful. Now, speaking of, while I'm here, I actually need to do a few things. Do Hell. Thank you. And Demon Tower. And actually finish off this bloody thing. Okay. Finally, into 132. I have no idea where the max is. I bet you it's like 200 or something. Wouldn't surprise me. Would not surprise me at all. Now, I'm not going to waste your time with me putting on all these extra attributes. But as you can see, you know, even over the course since the talent event, I've managed to pull up another 59 talents. So there's no worries for someone as old. Again, old servers, less competition, easier to rank. That's just the way it is, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry, but it is what it is. Next Immortal Force should be okay for me also. Tang Priest skill up, Dragon Princess skill up, and then of course the 1,000,000 health from the relic. But again, I am rambling, ladies and gentlemen. I will leave this one here. It was really just to flesh out monthlies for you. And so, I'm outie. Subscribe if you enjoy the video, leave me a like, leave me a comment, let me know any problems with my math. I will add it to the description or in a comment or whichever. But, as always, have a great day.